that make sense? So some of the things I can do with this app that make it, you can do some of the same things in other applications, in Final Cut or other compression utilities, but they take a lot of time. And the one of the key features of this app is that I can embed time code, visible time code on the proxy, watermark it, and add a time code, track to the QuickTime file all in one pass, all from the metadata. In Final Cut, you'd have to, bring it in through log and transfer, compress it, add the timeline, output it something else, blah, blah, blah. This can also output multiple formats simultaneously, including things like Flash and WMV files in different types. I can also do things like insert a watermark, and when I do a preview, wherever my thing went, well, I lost it. Where's it hiding? It'll show me where the I'm not sure what's happening here, but it'll show you where that's positioned, and you can drag it around on the video, and as well as the time code, how big you want the font, and where it's positioned on the time code line, or on the video itself. Or you can manually put in the numbers, that sort of thing. So in this application, you can pick the various types of formats, or you can also tell it to just any, meaning let it determine what type it is. And you'll see we have some like the helmet cams and the Canon, 5D, 7D, those kind of things. The AVC HD, the Panasonic AVC HD, the Sony AVC HD, all of those. The red ones, it's using the red QuickTime reference files, so it has to have the R3D files available to it to process correctly, and the JVC ones and all that sort of thing. When you choose a particular format, you'll get different choices for things like what audio channels you want to import or use, and how you want to name the files. So the name of the original is those wacky 6 characters that the camera assigns in P2 land, but you could also map the user clip name, for example, and have that be the name of the files. You can also set up multiple watch folders, so you can watch more than one place all at the same time. This is an app that can run on your server, and people do that sometimes too, and have it all, throwing it on there and coming out at the same time. In the output folders, you can tell it, it'll segregate all the different types, like all these presets, and you can add your own preset and design it. Will show up in the result with folders with the name of the preset, so you know which one, what those files are associated with. Because ProxyMail again can run the same time as ShotPut, you can process realistically files, convert them, at the same time, and when the last one's done with ShotPut, whatever time it takes to finish those last files with this, then you're done. So it's not if you're doing it on the set or on the field, it's not set around and wait another hour for the whole thing to process again. ProxyMail is also a multi-threaded application, so it too can do, a lot of different threads at the same time, and we're giving you control of how much processor time you take and all that kind of thing. Here's one of the interesting things, like one of the big complaints about Canon is that there's no time code in the files, and you can tell it, hey, if I can't find the time code information from the metadata, then I can assert a beginning of 0 for each time code or for each clip, or I can use the date as the date timestamp as the time code information. So doing that would make the Canon files have unique time codes. These are kind of interesting. The output preferences, you can do things like group them together, meaning, in my P2 card, all the proxies would go all in one spot. I can merge span clips. That can be, how the camera breaks them into FAT32 compatible files, so they're 4.1 gig apiece. If it's a span clip, it can merge them together and get the time codes right and apply a time code track across all those. So you could have a single file with burned-in time code on it to hand to a client. So by using something like this, you can realistically come off the set with a single H.264 QuickTime file that's small enough to email. You can also tell it to merge entire volumes, meaning if I have a folder, if I drag into this processing window a whole folder that's full of QuickTime files, I can tell it merge all those together into one great big clip. So it's ready to put on a data DVD or whatever. And when you do that, we're giving you the chance here to say, do you want me to keep the time code track and according to what the clips were, or apply it new? So if you had a group, a volume that had, say, 5 clips in it, and there was a big jump, they're not span clips, but there's a big jump in the time code between clip 1 and clip 2, when you merge these together as a single QuickTime file, you would see the time code track jump accordingly when it flips from one to the next. So you're basically making like a master, tape. Those type of files that are merged are handy for, other purposes like client review, logging, putting up on a web page, those sorts of things. One of the other output formats from this application, I think I showed you, was the ability to output directly to HD log files, as well as the Final Cut Pro and all those. If I do that, what that does is it'll create a log file, one of our log files, with metadata, with whatever this preset's type of video is, a proxy, and that file then is ready to open and shove up to our MacClip library, so you could have it ready to share, or share with somebody remotely as soon as it's finished. So is there any other questions on this one?
Any questions?
Or did I lose you all?
No, I don't think so.
Are they awake?
What's the price on Proxymill, and do you have a bundled price with Proxymill and Shot put together?
Proxymill is $299. No, it's all sold separately.
It's all separate? Okay.
Proxymill, like our loggers, allows you to install it on up to 2 computers at the same time for your personal use. So you could have it on your desktop and your laptop, for example.
Do you offer like a 30-day trial version or something like that?
Yes, there's demos for both of these applications on our website, and I think they count like 100 clips, so you can try all the features and see how fast it is and play with it and all that sort of thing. So I just wanted to briefly tell you or show you a few of the things that we're working on.